Hi, I'm Brett from the New Wheel Electric Bikes. I am here with Mr. Michael Weiner. Michael has worked at our San Francisco store in sales since the very beginning, basically. And he also happens to be my father-in-law. And we are talking about the Gazelle Medeo. This is a new bike from Gazelle. It's a classic European city bike at a really great value. And it's a very stylish new bike. So I'm curious to hear what your experience riding a bike is and who you imagine appreciating a bike like this.
Yeah, I've been riding it around town quite a bit for the past week, and must say I really enjoy it. It's a nimble, light, comfortable bike. Comes with a lot of features that you wouldn't expect on an entry-level bike. It really comes complete. It has fenders, rack, lights, a complete chain guard, console, bell, cafe lock. Most importantly, the hydraulic rim brakes are very, very positive, very quiet.
Well, I know from the service department that brakes, especially hydraulic disc brakes, if they don't have the right pads, they're not gonna last all that long. But the rim brakes last a long time in San Francisco hills.
Yeah, I'm a real fan of these hydraulic rim brakes. I mean, the fact that they're hydraulic makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's a pretty typical Dutch bike in certain ways. How would you categorize that?
A Dutch bike gives me a feeling of confidence. They don't build bikes that aren't 100% reliable.
Yeah.
They're part of life in Holland, and this bike would be a wonderful part of your life here.
And Gazelle has a history of doing
Yeah,
this,
of course, right? Gazelle's been around for almost 125 years.
125 years.
Is called, Royal Dutch Gazelle for a reason. Yeah, when a Dutch person comes in and sees that we carry Gazelle, they all get nostalgic because everybody grew up with a Gazelle in Holland. They have taken their heritage seriously and are still producing bikes that one can depend on and use as a part of everyday life.
Yeah, that's one thing that's remarkable is even a bike at $2,500 is made in the Netherlands. Everything, I mean, the frames are not made there, but the frames are painted. Everything's assembled and tested there.
And the Dutch take great pride in what they make.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
How do you sit on the bike? What's the ride position?
You sit upright and comfortable. It's kind of like the bike you remember from your childhood. It's not heavy at all. The handlebars are very adjustable, and the saddle is adjustable, of course. So yeah, I think one could easily adjust it to accommodate a great number of different ride positions.
It has a new motor from Bosch. What's the story with it?
Well, it's noticeably quieter than any mid-drive motor I've ever ridden. It is part of that forgetting you're on an e-bike. You simply don't hear it.
Does it still climb hills well?
Climbs hills remarkably well. So far I haven't noticed the difference between this and any other Bosch motor. I think part of the reason is that the gearing is nice on the bike. So you shift down perhaps a gear lower than you would otherwise be, but it's active line and it's got 50 Newton meters of torque. Another nice feature, e-bikes tend to be black or white. This comes in 3 very nice colors and 3 sizes, so it's going to cover a lot of people. But the colors are rich and deep.
What are the colors?
There's this blue. There is a sort of a peachy red and an off-white, sort of ivory white.
What would be the limit to distance-wise for how far can you go on a charge?
I think obviously it depends on how much of the time you're going on hills. In the city, I think on this bike you'd get 30 to 40 miles of range.
Mm-hmm. If you were setting someone up for this bike or you were getting a Medeo yourself, how would you outfit it?
It's a comfortable bike, but I might add seat post suspension to it. I definitely add a couple of panniers. Might be nice with a phone grip and a rear view mirror.
Yeah, so thinking about your customers in San Francisco, who would find a bike like this to be a one to own?
It's a wonderful commute bike. I mean, if you're commuting within San Francisco, you will be very pleased with this bike. If you're running errands, you'll be pleased with it. If you just want to go on weekend rides, it's going to be a very nice bike. I would say for anybody returning to bicycling or anybody who hasn't tried an e-bike before, this would be a tremendously exciting bike to try for the first time. It you'll be just picking up where you left off on a regular bike because it feels just like the bike you last rode, but it has that wonderful addition of the motor that'll make it so that the hills don't matter.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the overview.
Sure. Thank you, Brett.
We have the Gazelle Medeo here in Marin and in our San Francisco store. And so come on in, you can do a test ride and we'll go out with you. Maybe you'll meet Michael as well and he can take you on a spin. Thanks for watching. And he's a boat builder. And he worked at the Eames office.
Yeah, exactly. And have you seen the movie?
No.
Hours of
And have you tried Anna's Daughter's Rye Bread?